Hi, it's Malcolm here. This is a quick video to show you how to use the supersonic selections with the Greyhall spot. First of all, you need the code. If you go into the members area, the Greyhall spot members area, and go to bonuses, so just click on that link at the top and it will highlight in yellow. If you then scroll down the page, these are obviously all the bonuses that are available. If you scroll down, you will come across this section here, which is the new supersonic selections. If you click this link here, which I'm not going to do in the video, you'll come to another page which actually has the link that you're going to need in order to get the Greyhall spot to download the supersonic selections every day. Okay, so we've got that out of the way. What we're going to do now is go to the Greyhall spot, okay, and I'm going to show you the settings that you're going to have to put into the bot to get it to work. Okay, first of all, please make sure that the Greyhall spot is in manual select mode. As you can see up here, it says manual select mode. Okay, this particular one isn't started yet, but it is set for live trading. I'll show you about that in a minute. But most of the instructions for the general use of the bot are in the members area or in the help system, so I'm not going to go over too much of the other stuff. First of all, we need to go to options. You'd think I'd know that better, wouldn't you? We go to options. Okay, make sure the event type is horse. The maximum API rate can be whatever you like. You can have it in either live trading or paper mode trading if you just want to see what the selections do. The stop at profit and stop at loss is up to you entirely. I'm not going to recommend any, because that's totally up to you what you want to do as far as that's concerned. But obviously be careful, these are lay bets, there is liability involved, which is often a lot higher than your actual stake, so be very careful about that. If we come down to settings, okay, we're not interested in back settings, we're only interested in lay settings, so make sure that button's ticked. Now we suggest with these selections that you bet to liability. Now the reason for is that some of these selections can be quite high, so by creating or using a liability stake, so in this case £5 is my maximum liability, so depending on whatever the odds are, it will be divided by that £5, and then the bot will work out the actual stake that needs to be put into the market to make sure your liability is a maximum of £5. Now, by using liability, you can also increase your odds range. So in this case, we've got it set to 102 to 99. That means we capture just about any tip there ever is with the supersonic selections. You can do liability percent of bank, which is actually what the tipster recommends. Or, as I said, you can do a direct stake, which could be, anything you want from 50p upwards. If you are going to use a stake, though, make sure you drop your odds range. You really need to drop this down to 12 or below. Otherwise, you're going to be losing a lot of money if there is a loser, and there will be a loser. There is no doubt about that. There's not a lay system ever invented that didn't have at least one loser every so often. But as I said, we are saying that at the moment to bet to liability, and then we know exactly how much. If you've got odds of 1.02 to 99, then even if it hits 99, the stake is going to be 10p, so it's going to be within that £5. Anything lower than £5, then the stake could probably be too low at the upper regions. Although, saying that, I haven't seen many of the supersonic lays as high as 99. They're normally somewhere between 7 and 20. There are the odd ones that go a bit higher, but I've never seen one, I don't think, at 99. Okay, so that's the lay settings. As far as anything else, you don't need trading, you don't need your session. You do need session. I told you I don't know this bot at all, do I? So let's go to the session. Okay, if you was in paper mode, that would be your paper bank. But it depends on if you're in paper mode, you can set your bank to whatever size you want. In live trading mode, obviously it gets the bank from Betfair. Okay, we want to start betting at 60 seconds before the off. Okay, that means that by that time we should know if there's any non-runners and if our maximum reduction factor has been matched or exceeded. So we should set this to 60 seconds. You may want to use wider odds If we're using liability, it doesn't really matter. We can use wide and odds. I would use 4, maybe 6. 4 should be enough. If you're using stake, then remember that bot's going to put in a bet into the market slightly higher than the odds available. That means if the market is moving, it's still got a chance of catching the bet. So, you know, that's another reason why we use liability, because it means that we can increase our wide and odds tick value. Apart from anything else, the only other thing to look at is the non-runners tab, where we cancel bet if the non-runner reduction factor is 10% or more. We think this is a good idea, and we've actually been saved from one loser over the last couple of days by using the reduction factor. So I would suggest using it. So that's all the settings. As I said, as far as stop and profit and loss, you need to think about that yourself, but I hope I've explained that all okay. So we go OK, which is down here. If you just go OK, that will save those settings. The next thing we need to do is go to session, and we need to go to service tips. And if I just print this over here. Now, if you'd gone through the first part, in other words, going to the members area and getting the code for the supersonic selections, then you would have got a long address that you need to put in. So if we enable this, I will then get the address, and you just literally copy, which is probably the best way of doing it, is copy and pasting it straight into that cell. Okay. Now, obviously, I'm not going to show it in the video because I don't want anybody to see the key who's not a member, but we've just pasted the key in. Make sure that this is set to CSV. There's no need for a password in this at this time. Make sure use my option settings is selected. You must tick that, because that uses the settings that we set up just now on the option screen. If you don't, then it will try to use the settings in the CSV and they will not work. So it would be pointless to do that. So make sure tick use my option setting is selected, and you can check every 5 minutes, that'll do fine. And then click OK. And that's it. The bot's now ready to start. Now what happened now is, as you can see, nothing's happened until we click start. Once we click start, we get the message up, you are going to start live trading because we're in live mode. We go OK, and we wait a couple of seconds, and as you can see, the tips have come down. In this particular case, you'll see here that it's actually red, and the reason for that is that probably our first selection is now a non-runner and is not showing in the list, so it hasn't been selected. So there is no bet for the first one, but the second one, if you have a quick look, just double click on that, and as you can see, there's our second selection for today. So we have not one non-runner for today. You can actually just remove that market by clicking remove, and then we've got one left. If you leave the bot running, if you can leave the bot running, it will just automatically every day download the selections. If not, you stop and start it, and it will be fine. Okay, hope that shows you how to use supersonic selections. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.